everybody, this is NDM here, welcome you back to another episode of Let's Play Zelda 2 The Adventure of Link. How'd you like my intro of Link dancing to the dungeon theme? So anyway guys, in the last episode we got halfway into the 4th palace. We did fail a few times, died a few times, and you know, same old. But in this episode we're going to be making our way to the end of the 4th dungeon and putting the crystal into the statue, hopefully by the end of this video. The rest of the dungeon isn't really going to take too long. It's basically just a one-way straight path towards the end, really. You don't really have to go through too much to get to the end. I'm just going to use Reflect here just to demonstrate how this works. Basically you just crouch and use the shield to deflect the beams that the Wizrobes shoot out, and it goes back and hits them, hopefully. Successfully, if I can. You have to be kind of quick about it though, and you have to get your distance right. Why is it not working? I thought there was like some kind of emulation problem going on there because it wasn't hitting them for a second. Oh well. Okay, so you could sit here and grind off these guys. All you gotta do is just go back out the elevator and get the magic jar from the statue at the entrance of the dungeon, come back in, do the same rinse and repeat kind of thing. So yeah, that's all you gotta do if you want to do some grinding here, but I wouldn't recommend it because there's a better place to grind in this game towards the end, which I've mentioned before, but I will show you guys that at some point. Or can I get this with the upward thrust? That would be so wicked if I could. Yeah, die! Well, that actually didn't take too long to kill him with that. Alright, so I'm gonna use the jump spell to get this key. And I might actually go back out and get the magic jar, so that I have full magic. Because I used quite a lot of magic just to use the jump spell, and all I did was get a key from it, so... I'm just going to go back out and get a magic refill, and some health back too, which would be nice. Alright, let's hit the statue, and hopefully... oh, well, never mind, we'll just get a red iron knuckle. That is not what I wanted. Alright, let's use the life spell, get some health back, and then just go back out. Hopefully it'll be the red jar, because I don't want to spend too long doing this. It's not going to be. And the second time, still no. And a third time, god damn it. Usually it doesn't happen that often, but... well, it never happens more than 5 times in a row, I can tell you that much. You're bound to get the red jar at some point, so just keep doing that until you get it. So, yeah, I'm not going to bother using the Reflect spell against these, I'm just going to try and get through without taking a hit here. Which I did manage to, luckily. Yeah, of course I'd have to take a hit right there. Yeah, when you're doing the downward thrust, make sure you're getting enough speed while running before you do it, because sometimes you don't go as far as you expect to. And fighting these guys on breakable platforms are the most annoyingest way to fight them, I'm telling you. Why do they have to do that? Like, seriously, I don't want to fight those things on platforms that can break, because the best way to kill those things is by downward thrusting. But if you downward thrust a breakable block, you're just going to go down, and then he has the upper advantage because he's above you, so he can hit you. And it's just annoying when that happens. Like, if you want to hit him with the downward thrust, make sure you actually hit him and don't hit the blocks. But it's kind of hard to do that when you're bouncing around the place. Anyway, that's another key. I don't know if we... yeah, we must have used a key. I wasn't paying attention. Alright, here we go. I'm trapped. So now I have to use the shield spell, so I can get out of here without taking minimal damage as possible. I said minimal damage, I don't want to take too much. That is not the block that I wanted to hit. Yeah, I suck at these later dungeons, I really do. Like, I don't do the funny thing is, I don't do too bad in the last dungeon. Like, I actually know my way around pretty well in that place. And, you don't really have to fight any of the enemies in there because you're already maxed out on your EXP, so there's no point in fighting any of the enemies. All you gotta do is just basically trailblaze through the entire dungeon, avoiding as many enemies as possible, because the enemies in Dungeon 7 are ridiculously overpowered. Which they are, not gonna lie. Oh yeah, I'm on my last life here, and I think this is actually the corridor that has the jumping horse heads, or the jumping horse heads, the swaying horse heads, I guess would be a better way of saying that. Yeah, I just recommend using the jump spell. It's really the only way to do this efficiently. Try and kill as many of them as you go along, so you don't have to deal with too many of them. Right, red jar, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Thank God. I think that's actually a fixed red jar, like no red iron knuckle comes out of that statue as far as I'm aware, because every time I've ever hit that statue I've always got a red jar from it. So yeah, I am being as cautious as possible. I do not want to make a wrong jump and end up falling into the fire. I'm just waiting for the right moment to jump. Maybe I should just sit here and grind until I get a level up. That might actually be a wise idea. I don't know if to do that on screen or do it off screen, because this might take a while. And there's no speed up option on this emulator, so I can't fast forward it. See, if I was playing on Game Boy, I could fast forward this and make this process a whole lot quicker. And the funny thing is, I think Zelda 2 actually is on the Game Boy, because the Game Boy released a classic edition series of a bunch of NES games, and basically ported it to the Game Boy Advance, and I think Zelda 2 was one of them, and so was the first Zelda. Well, we're almost there anyway, we ain't got long left to go, and there's a P bag, so I'm just gonna gladly grab that and gain my level much more faster than planned. Right, so at least we did gain a level somewhat in this dungeon. Kinda cheaply, but at least we did it. Okay, I'm just gonna jump. See, I knew if I jumped then I would just die, and I did, so... Well, I guess at least I gained a level so I can save that. And I'll meet you guys in the same spot in Dungeon 4 as we were when we died. Well, not in the exact same spot, I'll meet you guys outside the room where we died, because that's basically just a dead end anyway. We were going back out the way we came in, so I'll see you guys then. And so the continuation begins. Right, okay. At least I feel somewhat accomplished now. Now that I gained that level, I'm so happy I gained that, because that means we're going to gain another level as we finish this dungeon, which is going to reduce the amount of grinding I'm going to have to do towards the end of the game. And you have no idea how happy that makes me, because I don't want to be sat there for too long killing those enemies that I have to fight at the end. Well, it's not at the end of the game, it's like just before you go to the 6th palace. There's a really good grinding spot. I'm just going to try and jump on this platform without... Why is this making me so nervous? I don't know why. I just feel like if I jump on that, I'm just going to fall straight into the lava. I'm just going to go for it, I think. Screw it. And we made it in one piece. That looks oddly peculiar. You'd think that if you hit that block, something would come out of it. I think there's a P bag in this room too, so I'm going to try and pick that up on the way coming through here. Not that I'd really need it, but just for the sake of picking it up, because we're not going to come back here again. Might as well grab it. jump spell and grab ourselves a pea bag. 100 points worth as well. Alright, let me just kill this Iron Knuckle under here, because that'll be the easier way of doing it. Instead of fighting him out in the open like that. Yeah, when you fight Iron Knuckles, it's usually best to fight them when you're underneath like a roof or something. And obviously, preferably, using the shield spell, which is what I'm not doing right now. Well, I fixed that. So now we are using the shield spell. Probably too late though, because that was the last red Iron Knuckle, and this is the boss, and I don't have enough magic to cast Reflect, which means I'm going to die anyway, so what does it matter? Alright, let's just get a game over. Well, not game over, but, you know, lose a life, I guess, because you can't fight the boss without using the Reflect spell. Because he is a Wizrobe, a giant red Wizrobe. I forgot his name. I know he has a name, obviously, because all bosses in Zelda games have a name. I don't know what his name is exactly. Alright, so I've cast Shield. I didn't mean to cast Shield, but okay. So all you gotta do with this boss is really easy. Just crouch in the corner and just deflect all his beams back at him. And you do not have to do anything. Just stand in the corner and just do this until he dies. He's basically killing himself. He's like, duh, I'm so stupid, I can't realize that all the beams are coming back at me. He's deflecting them and I keep firing them inevitably because the game has programmed me to do so. Alright, let's open the door and put the crystal in the statue. Yay! That's gonna give us some EXP. And we'll gain our next level, which will increase our attack power. Sweet. So we've got attack of 6, which means we're 2 more levels short of gaining the capacity level for attack. But anyway guys, I'm going to end off the episode here and continue on in the next episode. So in the next episode of Let's Play Zelda 2 The Adventure Link, we shall pretty much be making our way straight to the 5th Palace, because there's nothing you need to do in between Palace 4 and 5. The only thing you need to do is get a heart container, and that's it. And the heart container is literally right outside the 5th palace, so we'll be picking that up along the way to the 5th dungeon. So anyway guys, until then, this is NDM saying thanks for watching, take care everybody, see you in the next video, and goodbye.